How's it going, folks? Thought I'd give you a bit of a look at harvesting the sweet potatoes from the root pouch garden behind me here. These guys have been in now for coming up to 5 months in the next day or so, 4 weeks longer than they should have been in according to some planning guides. So I thought I'd pull them out today, just give you a bit of a look and show you what 3 slips have produced for us. So let's get cracking. So this is the little root pouch garden below the stairs. We've just got some basil down in there, some sage, chili and some other bits and pieces, pawpaw tree. And that pouch over the back there is the sweet potato one. So what I'm going to do is just remove some of these pouches at the front here, lift them out, then drag the sweet potato down and we'll pull him out, and I'll just empty him out onto cement here and we'll see what sort of a yield we get. So I've just popped down a little blue tarp down there and the chickens and I are going to empty this out. I'm sure they'll help me go through all this. Won't you, girls? You gonna have a scratch? No? Well, there we go, there's one slip. Then this side here, oh, it's got a bit of a tuber there. Here's another slip. Give it a bit of a wiggle. And we've got a couple of taties. I broke that one off. So while these girls are doing an excellent job, come on girls, out of the way. Let's hurry them away. We've got a couple of nice little taties on there. So I just thought I'd show you this little root section here. If I was to leave that in the soil, blend or potting mix and put it out somewhere else in the yard, this would probably start another plant. So that's one of the reasons we have sweet potatoes popping up all through the yard. Now, if you girls would just like to excuse me, I'm walking on my food. Now, here you go. You eat there. I think what I might do is just tip this whole bag out. Watch your noggins, girls. It's not really wanting to tip out either. A couple more spuds. Definitely a lot of roots in there. There we go, there's our first white one. So it doesn't look like the white ones did much chopping here. Turn this bag inside out, I think. These girls are loving these worms. I just realised that's what they're going all the compost worms in here, so might actually retire them back to their pens, I think. Oh, come on ladies. You too, Blackie, come on. Pair of you together. Now the compost worms are nice and safe now. I can go through here, look for the rest. So there we go, there's a bit of a harvest. So I'm just going to weigh these guys up now. It's just going to be in grams for the time being, and then I'll put pounds up. What's that? That's 1.917 kilograms. Grab my calculator. So that's 1.917 plus. See if we can make a little tower out of all these guys and finish them off with a little white one. And that's given us 1.611 kilos. So that's a grand total of 3.5 kilos, basically 3.5 kilos. There's a whole heap of thinner potatoes here, but they're not something I'd pretty much all count into the actual overall figures. It's just a little bit of vine, but you know, anything down to here, that size, we'd eat them. And these guys as well. So they will be going aside. I mean, all these guys need is a bit of a scrub, and they can just be sliced into sections and put into a curry, or even, you know, roasted whole in a pan. Yeah, I just didn't want to include them in the weigh up because I know a lot of people wouldn't even consider eating something that small. So I had a few problems trying to work out how much of a yield to expect per slip. I had a look online and most of the yields are given in bushels and acres. I did come across one organic grower in the States and she quoted around about 700 grams to just over a kilo per slip. So I'm pretty happy with the 3.5 kilos for the 2 plants that we got. These larger sweet potatoes, they're pretty much all just going to stay out the back here now, and every day I'll bring them out and put them in the sun for about a week or so, and what that does is harden up the flesh, and it also helps them process the carbohydrates, and it makes the potatoes a little bit sweeter. These little small ones up the back there, the little finger ones, they'll pretty much all be used over the next couple of days, mainly because they'll go a little bit floppy, they're a little bit too thin, so we'll use them up quick smart. But yeah, it does pay to let these guys age a bit. In saying that though, I mean, there's dozens of times we've come out the back, felt like sweet potato, dug up a fresh one and thrown it in the dinner. So while this does make them taste a little bit sweeter, I'm quite happy to eat them fresh dug from the ground as well. As for this little wicking bed arrangement, how I've been running it is pretty much all just filling it up so there's about 100 mils or 4 inches of water in the base down in there, and then just letting it dry out so we don't have any problems with mosquitoes. As you saw from this pouch here, the soil's nice and moist, so that's not really a big concern. The plant's definitely getting a lot of moisture. I mean, little volunteer coriander's getting the overflow from the bottom of the tray there, so I'm mighty pleased with the way it's gone. Because of the where it's located, just to give you some idea, north is that way, so it will be missing out on a lot of sun during winter. My plans are to take the whole tray out and to just move him up the side of the house there, just probably halfway towards where those potato bags are up there on the left, and I'll level out a little spot and it can live there. Not too worried about keeping any of these potatoes for next year's crops, because we've got volunteers like this one here. I mean, it's flowering, it's autumn and it thinks it's spring, so we've got volunteers like this. I can just come along and snip off a little slip, a little end growth, and I can use that to plant out for the next crop. I don't really need to sprout a new potato and get new slips from it. So there you go folks, there's a bit of a look at the sweet potato harvest from the Wicking air pruning garden at the base of the stairs. Pretty chuffed with the results. 2 plants giving me, you know, roughly around about 3.5 kilos. Very impressed with that. It's a shame the purple Okinawan sweet potato didn't do much chop, but yeah, there's always next time. Just to let you know too, that's not the only harvest we've had from these sweet potatoes. With sweet potatoes you can eat the greens. I have had people ask if they're poisonous like normal potato leaves, but they're not. Same, they are related, different subfamily, and you can eat them raw and cooked. We've had them in stir fries and just thrown in salads. We've eaten loads from that, especially just being at the back stairs, nice and close, easy to pick and, you know, fill out a salad. The other plants in there, we've been harvesting the basil a fair bit, the sage, the greens from the shallots. We've been picking on them a fair bit because they're at the base of the stairs, and when it gets a bit dark they're just the easy ones, you know, the easy targets to knock off. So I'll also throw a thumbnail up there too for some other air pruning and wicking clips that we've done. Suss them out if you're interested. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed the look at the small harvest. If you do have any comments, questions or suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below and I'll get back to you where I can. Other than that, thanks for joining me folks, and I hope everyone's well and happy. Catch you next time. See ya. Say bye bye folks. Bye bye folks.